Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I'm on this screen because I have somehow just now noticed that the screen is different. The main menu is different. I don't know how I missed that. Has it always been that way? Am I really that blind? Ironically. But yeah, it's gorgeous. But no surprise, the entire map is gorgeous right now, at least on Greengrass, with these beautiful autumn colors. I love it. Also, so sorry that there was not a video yesterday. I genuinely don't know what happened. The footage was corrupted so bad that like the first 10 minutes of the video was completely gone. The rest of it was me cut out like I normally am whenever I have the website behind me, but it was just black and it was like this. I was full size, but behind me was black, and then half of me was phasing in and out all the time. And then the game screen itself was twice the size it was supposed to be, with the bottom half completely cut out. So I have no idea what happened, but sometimes technology is weird. Solar flares, who knows what happened. We're going to hope that today is better, and we're going to see if we can... No, we can't start off with a good double trigger from Gardevoir. That's unfortunate. We can get one from Vikavolt. That's very good. We do like that. We need some cocoa. Not too much, you know. We've got enough for breakfast. But honestly, Clodsire has gotten more skill triggers this week than Gardevoir has, so I don't know what's going on with that. Definitely needed more honey, not the tomatoes or potatoes, but you know, it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and make breakfast, and we can hopefully have something pretty decent. We do have 30% extra tasty odds, so if we could get an extra tasty right now, that'd be great. I did get full odds extra tasty breakfast yesterday, with an extra tasty lunch at 40%, so pretty good. Still didn't get it. That is unfortunate. Well, 84,654 is still not bad. That's still pretty good. Can't really complain too much about that. So, go me. All right. That does that put us at Ultra 3, though? Is that going to be enough? I don't think that's going to be enough. No. We're about a little over 3/4 of the way to Ultra 3. So, you know, we're in an okay spot. Let me see. Was that 30%? No, 40% extra tasty odds, and we missed it. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, you'll also notice that I have Ninetales on the team instead of Raichu, because I'm a silly goose. This Ninetales is at level 50, and also has the main favored berry, which gives it a 10% boost. So it outperforms Raichu right now, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done the math yet. We're going to do that a little bit later just to make sure. But also, since it is a favored berry, it has the extra chances of getting its skill trigger, which is Energizing Cheer. So it could help in those situations where Gardevoir is really slacking. So I'm hoping that having it on the team will help us. We did miss out on 2 days of having Raichu instead of Ninetales, but we still got a full 5 days left. So I'm hoping that we get some good stuff out of that. But we'll just have to wait and see. That does mean I'm going to be collecting from Ninetales, whereas Raichu was just sitting in sneaky snacking mode. So we'll see what happens. But we can grab our 700 sleep points, the last of the good day sleep points. And that'll put us at a grand total of 6,343. Not bad at all. All right. Our daily lottery is going to give us... Finally, the Trip Biscuits. 3 Poke Biscuits. Nice. All right. You know, we didn't use any biscuits yesterday. There was only a Pikachu that was hungry that I decided to try to catch, so I just caught it with the premium biscuit. It actually turned out pretty decent. Berry Finding at level 10, helping Speed M at level 25. But then Ingredient Finder S, and then Ingredient Finder M with a, I forget the nature, but it was decent enough. It was in the 80s in the PR department. Apparently very sleepy. But ultimately decided that it was going to be best as a Pikachu replacement instead of a Raichu replacement. We're still going to be hunting Pikachu or Pichu. Both of them are good. One or the other. That will eventually be our new Raichu, because our Raichu... not super fantastic. It's good, but it definitely could be a lot better. The only thing it has going for it is berry finding. But for now, we've got 173 million drowsy power, 247 million drowsy power, I think, yesterday. And yeah, things are going pretty well, thanks to good sleep day. It'll be kind of interesting to see what tomorrow looks like. But for now, let's see what today looks like. And hopefully, there's a Spiel, there's a Chikorita. There's also going to be a Totodile here somewhere. But where? Charmander, whoa, super fast. A lot of starters. No surprise there. We got Squirtle, Totodile, Cyndaquil, Totodile again, Spiel, Chikorita, Growlithe, Charmander, and Pichu. Speaking of Pichu and Pikachu, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. A lot of first form Pokemon and a new one. Okay. Of course, it's never the first direction I go. Vigoroth, hello. Haven't seen you in a while. It has been a while. Okay, the 3-star at that. Very good. Very good indeed. Nice. Cool, cool. Let's move on. Still need the top belly. Almost. One more and we're done with the Vigoroth sleep styles. But good stuff. Good stuff finding a new one, especially a 3-star. I will take it. I will take. Who's hungry, though? That's the question. Cyndaquil's hungry, which is good. We do need a berry finding Cyndaquil. All starters today. Okay. I think we take the Cyndaquil. Easily. I think we easily take the Cyndaquil. Give that a Premier Biscuit, and then I think we give that Totodile a Poke Biscuit. Maybe we get the Crit Cap. That would be fantastic if we could. But I think if we don't get the Crit Cap, maybe we just leave it. I think that might be what we do. Because if we feed it, there's a chance it gets full. Didn't get the Crit Cap. Yeah, if we feed it, there's a chance it gets full. And then we have to give it another biscuit. But also, with it being the Legendary Beasts event and boosted spawns for water types, there's a solid chance we'll see it again later, and it might be hungry, but it may not be hungry. So yeah, I think we do feed it. I think we do feed it the biscuit, just to try to catch it. And we got the big hit, so there we go. Worked out perfect. Perfectly fine. Everything is just fine. We do still need another berry finding Totodile to go along with our Suicune overstacking team. This one will not be evolved, just leveled up. Of course, once we get Feraligatr and Crocodile leveled up first. But the rest, I don't think I'm going to try to catch right now. We could feed that Squirtle, but we have no reason to. We already have two very good. We have Big Boy Blastoise, which is bringing in milk and cocoa. We have the Triple Milk Blastoise if we ever want to invest in him, and we've got the ABB Blastoise if we ever need cocoa, which we don't anymore because we have Clodsire. Not Blastoise, it's a Squirtle right now, but we have it. It's like PR96 if we ever wanted to. So, yeah, no reason to catch the Squirtle. We are perfectly set on the Squirtle line. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to catch these two, and we're going to move on. And we're going to get a good amount of Dream Shards is what we're going to do. Ooh, candy. You know what? Last time I sent out Cyndaquil candy, I got a couple of comments about appreciating the Cyndaquil candy, and nobody said anything about anything else, so I'm going to send that out. 92 Pokemon materials today. I believe we got exactly 90 yesterday, so about the same. So not too bad, not too bad. It kind of makes me think that yesterday's sleep report was kind of lackluster when I had ×4 drowsy power and got 2 less Pokemon materials. We definitely got more Dream Shards today, though. We got 15,864 Research XP and 32,396 Dream Shards for a grand total of like, what is that, 48,000 and a couple hundred change. I think we got about 40,000 yesterday. So quite a bit more. Funny enough, today's sleep report was kind of better all around. Really, really weird how that worked out, but it is what it is. And what it is us trying to see if this is gonna be our berry finding Cyndaquil. Level 19, so we do have that guaranteed gold at level 10, but let's see. Nope, no berry finding at 10. That is unfortunate, but we got Ginger, Herb, and Herb. And then we've got skill level up M, which is decent. Sleep XP bonus, Inventory up S. This is not going to be the one. Skill level up S. Helping speed M. Yeah, not the one. The XP gains up is nice. That's nice. But yeah, we want to rate this as total strength because it does have the charge strength S. It's not as good as it could be. Certainly not. Certainly could be a lot better. Yeah, I think the hunt for a good Cyndaquil continues. At least we've got the Ninetales in the meantime. But the hunt continues. I need a really good Ninetales and a really good Typhlosion to go with my anti-overstacking team if we ever want to do that. So, yeah. At least on the overstacking team, we could use Arcanine. That's the one time I get to use my beautiful Arcanine. All right, well, this Cyndaquil ain't it. We're going to be sending that one to the professor. PR57 is what it's, it's getting there. Let's go back to same ingredients because it takes too long if we don't. All right. Well, next up, Totodile. We've had good luck with the Totodile line in the past, so maybe the luck continues. Friendship level 25. I don't know, maybe it's not good luck. Level 16 in bold. Not berry finding at 10. Sausage, oil, and oil. With sleep XP bonus. Not terrible. Ingredient finder M is terrible, though. We don't want that at all on our berry specialist. So, also, we don't want double ingredient finding. Although, sleep XP bonus, research XP bonus, those are kind of nice together. But, you know, inventory up S. Yeah, this ain't it, Chief. Bold is definitely ruining everything. Definitely not. No, sir. No, sir. This is awful. Terrible. Terrible. It wasn't that long ago we got a PR4. Is it looking like PR potentially 2, maybe? Maybe potentially PR2. This would be tied with the worst I think I've ever seen. We had a Pichu several months back. Might have been a year ago now. We had a Pichu that was PR2. This is, yeah, PR2. Just setting record lows out here is what we're doing. All right, well, let's move on. That one's definitely not going to be the one for us. So, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Unfortunately, we don't have any new news to talk about today, but there was new news yesterday. It was a bug fix. Apparently, there's an issue with the Pokemon materials, but they did not elaborate further, which is unfortunate. I wish they would talk about this stuff in a little bit more detail just to keep us in the loop. My understanding is that it's potentially the amount of Pokemon materials that we're getting from our friends in our community reports. Settings are wrong. Yeah, fantastic. Cool. Be as vague as you possibly can about it. Why not? Why tell us what's going on and what exactly the issue is when just 3 simple words can tell us everything we need to know? That annoys me, honestly. I wish they were a little bit more open about it. Like, cool, something's wrong. It's fine. We forgive you. But what was it? Tell us what exactly happened. Because if you say, oh, something was wrong, here's a gift to make up for it, how do we know the gift is equitable for what was wrong? You know? Come on now. Come on. I don't get it. It annoys me. But anyway, let's move on to something less annoying. The community reports, or actually the opposite of annoying, very, very interesting. We got 41 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 11 that doubled up out of 41. That's 25%, but it feels a bit low for 41, but it is what it is. I'm happy with it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 legendary beasts so far. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nice. They're getting up there. That legendary Typhlosion too. 16, Cyndaquil. Nice. 17, 17 people that saw a legendary beast today. Nice, pretty good. I think the numbers were around the same yesterday, so I don't know if people are using incense or if they're seeing them naturally, but people are seeing them. Only 13 materials. I mean, that feels better than the last couple of days, but it still feels kind of low. All but one was a double up. So there's that. But yeah, it does feel kind of low. Feels kind of low. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's what the issue was. But the fact that we already had the update and the bug fix makes me think that's not what it was, and that was intended, but that feels low. Feels low, man. All right, well, let's grab another Duranberry. Some more. I actually want to see how much these Lepa berries are worth. It's gonna be 300, 202. I am definitely spoiled by Blastoise. Big boy Blastoise was 300 per berry, so definitely spoiled by that. But we're also bringing in 3 berries per collection, whereas Big Boy Blastoise is only bringing in 1, so we're getting 600 strength versus 300 in total. So it checks out. It checks out. And yeah, let's see. We definitely need cocoa. We're still in a really good spot for milk. Coffee, we have enough for lunch and dinner. I want to get some more. I am doing my best to put the berry finders on the team as often as possible. I did have a Ralligator on the team. Oh, actually, things went so well yesterday. I was able to put Raichu, for Ralligator, and Ninetales all on the team overnight, and we ended up with like 60,000 sneaky snacking or something like that. So things went really well yesterday. It was a nice little bonus to wake up to first thing in the morning. I'm hoping that we can do that more often, but we need honey. We need coffee. And I'm trying to also get Dedenne in there as often as possible as well, because it is not the main favorite berry, but sub-favorite berry. So we got the bonus to skill trigger chances to try to get as many extra tasties as possible. I'm trying to strike this good balance between as many extra tasties as possible while keeping the berry finders on the team as often as possible. For now, I think we need to leave the team as is. As soon as I get enough for breakfast in terms of coffee, I can swap out Vikavolt. I am trying to leave Venusaur on the team all throughout the day and replace it overnight so that we don't ever have to get XP on Venusaur. We're trying not to do that because we don't want it to get to 60 and unlock potatoes and ruin our honey production until we can find a triple honey Bulbasaur. So that's the plan. I think we leave it as is. Yeah, I think we leave the team as is. And once we get to 72 coffee, then I can swap out Vikavolt for probably definitely Raichu. It has the stronger berries compared to Feraligatr. I want to get Feraligatr on the team more just to try to get some XP on it, but that only matters overnight. So during the day, Raichu is definitely the better call. Cool. And speaking of better calls, let's go ahead and double check on our production comparison. Let's compare this Ninetales to the Raichu. I am pretty sure that Ninetales outperforms, granted, just barely, but I do like the fact that Ninetales has Energizing Cheer, which can help Gardevoir keep the team's energy up high, since Gardevoir does have that penalty for not being a favored berry. Where are you, Ninetales? You are not that far. I am incredibly blind. There you are. Let's make sure we got the right levels. I'm pretty sure that Raichu is level 53. Ninetales is definitely level 50. Do we have a ribbon? Have we got one yet? No, not yet. About halfway. About halfway to a ribbon. And then Raichu, you are... Oh, flip it around. Yeah, this is the one we caught yesterday. Hasty. So, not too bad. XP gains up will help us level up this Pikachu to 50 or 60 or whatever. But definitely going to have to be a sneaky snacky Pikachu. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for Raichu. Level 54, actually. Okay. Level 54. Let's go to EX mode. Fire is the favorite. Water and electric are subs. Yeah. Yeah, Ninetales is outperforming. I'm leaving them both at always max energy, just assuming that we're going to stay at high energy. We will put Raichu in sneaky snacking mode. That does actually bridge the gap a bit, quite a bit, actually. Means that Raichu actually is only being outperformed by about 500. But again, the main benefit is getting these extra energizing cheers throughout the day. Do we have, no, that's just the extra tasty, or the extra tasty chances. No. Why am I drawing a blank on what this is? The 1.1 times multiplier. Why? The strength gains. That's what it is. But because we are in the Legendary Beasts event, we have a, don't think it's actually applied right now. Event bonus. Cooking strength. It's not. Skill trigger rate. There we go. There we go. All right. I had it set to base. That's why. Yeah. Plus 103? What? Okay. Well, you know what? Let's take him out of sneaky snacking mode. I'm curious. Okay, so yeah, even with the charge strength S skill triggers, still producing less. So Raichu, our Raichu performs best in sneaky snacking mode, but still gets outperformed by Ninetales, and Ninetales provides some extra energy to the team on an average of 2 skill triggers per day. So yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're keeping Ninetales on the team. I wish I had thought about this before. Somehow, even though I'm pretty sure that I read fire types help out 10% faster. I'm pretty sure I read that. And yet it didn't click to me that, hey, use Ninetales instead of Raichu. I guess I'm just so habitually trained to use Raichu when I need a good berry finder that Raichu is just so much better for some reason that's in my head. But no, that's not the case, especially not anymore. We've had so many new berry finders that are just as good, if not better, with the right set of circumstances. So yeah, Ninetales is the better choice. Good thing is, we didn't really lose out on much strength by having Raichu on the team instead of Ninetales, but mathematically, Ninetales is the better choice in this scenario, but that does mean that we could put Raichu on the team as soon as we get enough coffee from Vikavolt. Come on, my guy. Nope, did not work. I thought if I asked nicely, it would work. No, apparently not. But yeah, things are going the right direction. And I think we're going to leave the team as is, get that coffee, swap in Raichu, and then overnight, I can swap out Venusaur for Alligator. That's honestly, I really like that idea. That Venusaur and Feraligatr are just swapping the entire week. Kind of like it. Kind of like that idea. Or Raichu. If I can't get all 3 berry finders on the team, we get Raichu on the team just for the strength. But we're doing really well. 1.3 million drowsy power. Strength, not drowsy power. 1.3 million strength. We're doing really, really, really well. And I'm debating if I want to make lunch again right now with 40% odds. Well, we can't make lunch anyway. I forgot I don't have the cocoa. So definitely not going to make it right now. I might be able to put Dedenne on the team to get maybe 50 or 60% odds. But for right now, we're going to leave it as is. Like I said, we're just in a really good place. We're in a really good place right now. Let's go ahead and collect our 25 Pokemon materials for getting to Ultra 1. Pretty sure we're going to get to Ultra 4 by the end of the week. So no concerns there. We should finish most, if not all of these this week. And then we also had Raichu on the team for 20 hours. So there's 5 electric type small candies. And pretty soon we'll get the other 2. So yeah, I might actually put Feraligatr on the team for 2 reasons instead of Raichu. To get XP and to finish that mission, because I want that water type candy. I do want that water type candy. We also need that handy candy. I was considering investing in Vikavolt to try to get it to 60 because coffee, getting it to level 60 would allow us to get it off the team faster and get a berry finder in faster. But we definitely do not have the candies for it. I dropped what I had in it, which was only about 35. So I'm currently sitting at 0 Vikavolt or grubbing candies. And I do not have enough handy candies, even unless we include large handy candies, which I'd rather save for legendaries like Suicune. But even if I use everything except for those 3 large handy candies I have, we still can't get Vikavolt to 60. I think we could only get it to like 57 or 58. So yeah, I really would like to get Vikavolt to 60 as quickly as possible for the coffee, to get it off the team as quickly as possible, which is funny. But yeah, definitely need to do that. But for now, there's not really much else for us to do other than to say that is where I'm going to wrap things up for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers, Illusion, YT, Husky Star, JP, Barty, Rogue Bastion, Josh Garrett, SDK Posse, and Blushing Sarah. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel, you could do so for as little as $1 per month by clicking that join button right below this video. And you can also find the links to my Ko-Fi in the description if you prefer a one-off donation, as well as the links to the Discord, the Discord and the live stream channels where you can come hang out with us, talk about Pokemon Sleep, and just generally have a lot of fun. But other than that, y'all have a good night. And until next time, later, dudes.